How to buy property anonymously. There can be situations where your privacy is paramount, or it would be a disadvantage to you if the vendor knew you were the interested party in their property. So how do you stay anonymous for as long as possible? Obviously, unless you are buying the property for the land only, you will likely need to inspect the property. So if this is the case, you can ask a friend or family member that you trust, and they would be able to inspect the property for you and take additional photos and video for you, or they could even do a virtual tour of the property with you on platforms such as FaceTime or WhatsApp. If the property is up for auction, and if they're happy to do so, you can also get them to stand in the crowd and do the bidding for you whilst you can be in their ear on the phone. The alternative, if you don't have someone to do it for you, is to get a professional buyer agent to do all this for you. Not only would they be able to provide you with the information you need in order to make important decisions, they are experts and do it all the time. Furthermore, if the property needs to be negotiated, and sometimes that can be a lengthy process, or the property passes in at auction, having the right buyer agent acting for you will more than likely maximise your chance of successfully purchasing that property anonymously. Now, maybe more important is how do you go about signing offers or contracts when it's time to do so. You do need to plan this ahead, because if you do not want the vendor to know you are the purchaser, you simply can't put your name on the contract as the purchaser without a risk that the vendor recognises that it is you who has purchased the property. There are different rules from state to state around who is responsible for the performance of a contract of sale. So it's important to understand the rules and regulations surrounding this. Because purchasers almost always sign contracts before vendors do, if your name is on the contract and the vendor sees it, they may refuse to sign it. So even if the agent has verbally advised you that the vendors have accepted your offer, or you have successfully purchased the property at auction, the deal isn't done until both parties have actually signed the contract. However, in Victoria, there are ways you can buy property you want without revealing who you are, and the most common way is to get someone else to buy it in their name and add the words "and/or nominee." In this scenario, usually that trusted family member or friend will be the one who will buy the property and sign the contract, and then they will be able to exercise their right to nominate a substitute purchaser at a later date. That later date is typically no less than 14 days before settlement. It is important to note that whoever it is that the purchaser is named on the contract, no matter what arrangements or agreements have been put in place, the person who is on that contract is personally liable for the performance of the contract. Professional legal advice in these situations is paramount and highly recommended. If you would like to discuss your situation or have any queries in relation to buying anonymously, please don't hesitate to give us a call, 1300 500 555.